Good morning, Panthers. All right, it's our final week of February. And so that means today's Thursday. We have another read aloud for you. And because it's February, we have really been working hard to amplify the voices and experiences and perspectives of Black Americans. And I know for me, I have learned so much this month. And I'm excited to continue doing this because we all know that just because it's February, that's not the only time for us to be sharing perspectives and experiences from other people that have been so important in shaping our country's history. And so today I'm going to share a new book. And I got this for our library, so you can feel free to check this book out too. But one of my favorite authors is Kwame Alexander. And this is illustrated by Kadir Nelson, and it's one of his newest books. It's called The Undefeated. You can see here also on books, friends, that sometimes they'll have these little seals on the front. And this shows that the book has won certain awards. And so this book won the Caldecott Medal, which is one of the highest honors you can receive as an author and illustrator. And it also won the Newbery Honor. And so we're going to take a listen. Oh, and we have one more over here. And this particular one is Nonviolent Social Change Coretta Scott King Award. So this is one of the newest awards as well. You know, when I read books, I always like to read the blurb either at the back of the book or on the jacket. And it says, "This is for the unforgettable, the unafraid, the undefeated. This is a love letter to America, to Black America, to the grit, passion, and perseverance of our greatest artists, athletes, and activists, to the dreamers, to the strength and bravery of everyday people caught in the web of history." With references to lyrics and lines originally shared by our most celebrated heroes, this poem digs into the not so distant past to underline the endurance and spirit of those surviving and thriving in the present. The Undefeated. This is for the unforgettable, the swift and sweet ones who hurdled history and opened a world of possible. The ones who survived America by any means necessary. And the ones who didn't. This is for the undeniable, the ones who scored with chains on one hand and faith in the other. This is for the unflappable, the sophisticated ones who box adversity and tackle vision. Who shine their light for the world to see and don't stop till the break of dawn. This is for the unafraid, the audacious ones who carried the red, white, and weary blues on the battlefield to save an imperfect union. The righteous marching ones who sang, "We shall not be moved because Black lives matter." This is for the unspeakable. This is for the unspeakable. This is for the unspeakable. This is for the unlimited, unstoppable ones, the dreamers and doers who swim across the big sea of our imagination and show us the majestic shores of the promised land. The Wilma Rudolphs, the Muhammad Alis, the Althea Gibsons, the Jesse Owenses, the Jordans and the LeBrons, the Serenas and the Cheryls, the Reese Whitleys, and the undiscovered. This is for the unbelievable, the wee real cool ones. This is for the unbending, the black as the night is beautiful ones. This is for the underdogs and the uncertain, the unspoken but no longer untitled. This is for the undefeated. This is for you and you and you. This is for us. Isn't that such a powerful book? Sometimes authors include an afterword, and it lets you know, it's a little note from the author. And so it says, I started writing this poem in 2008. That was the year my second daughter, Samaya, was born. And 3 months later, Barack Obama became the first African-American president of the United States. This poem was my tribute to both. I wanted to establish from the very beginning that much of what I'm talking about in this poem, so much of American history has been forgotten, left out of the textbooks. And want to truly know who we are as a country, we have to accept and embrace all of our woes and wonders. So I wrote a poem because I wanted my daughters to know how we got to this historic moment, or as the famous Mahalia Jackson spiritual says, you know my soul look back and wonder, how did I make it over? I wrote a poem about Black Olympians such as Jesse Owens and Wilma Rudolph, undermining the false narrative of white superiority by racing to gold in front of the whole world. About Malcolm X urging Blacks to fight for freedom, justice, and equality, no matter what the method or cost. About enslaved Africans pushing on with an unwavering fighting spirit of hope and faith. Faith that one day they would be free, or that their children or their children's children would become the masters of their own destinies. About Langston Hughes and Zora Neale Hurston and the Harlem Renaissance. About cultural expression and liberation in the Black arts movement. About Dr. King's acceptance speech for the 1964 Nobel Peace Prize, about a promised land without racial injustice, poverty, and war, about civil rights marchers chanting, we shall overcome, and demonstrating across the South, about Jack Johnson and Muhammad Ali boxing racial prejudice in and out of the ring, about Black Civil War soldiers saving a union that refused to see them as equals, about Black Lives Matter. About Black Lives Matter, about Black Lives Matter, because we are Americans, because we are human beings. But mostly, I wrote a poem to remind Samaya and her friends and her family and all of you, and to remind myself to never, ever give up. Because as Maya Angelou wrote, we may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. It may even be necessary to encounter the defeat so that we can know who we are, so that we can see, oh, that happened, and I rose. I did get knocked down flat in front of the whole world, and I rose. Keep rising. Beautiful book, illustrating the importance of perseverance, because that is what it has taken. Perseverance, courage, two of our most recent character traits, and leaving us knowing that we can continue to rise. There's hope. There's ability to change. We all have the ability to do that. All right. So Panthers, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And because usually we do one read aloud a week, I have one more book that I want to share. And so I'll be doing that next. So you'll have a bonus read aloud tomorrow as well. All right. Take care, Panthers. We'll see you soon.